Hey, everybody. Oh, my face. There's my face. Hey, everybody. David Moffat from Annex Tabletop Gaming here. And today I'm coming at you with Day 16 of Warboss Tay's Paint Challenge 2020 July and beyond. And I just woke up. I've never done a just waking up live stream before. This is my first. Today's question is, which discontinued game, army, or game would you want to see make a comeback with new rules and brand spanking new minis? I did think about that one slightly, but I really knew the answer immediately. And let me show you. Look at these. I left my autofocus on. So of course it can't focus on it. Because autofocus hates my miniatures. So let's dial it in, because I didn't do that yet. Turn off that, turn up that. Turn off that, turn off that, turn off that one. Dial this one in. Right there. Usually does the trick. Okay. This is from the game AT-43. It's a Therian mech. I'd like to see AT-43 come back. I never actually played it. I don't know if the game's any good, but I always loved the miniatures. These came pre-painted. And they're probably the best quality pre-paints that ever existed. Probably. This one's a cool mech. It's got a weird doll face on it. This one is Nina Zero's unit, I think. And the Therians particularly have a really cool fluff. Therians are people. They're us. And they evolved to the point where they learned how to stop the universe from ending. They said, if we go around and we put planets in Dyson spheres, or not planets, stars in Dyson spheres, we'll stop them from exploding. And then the Earth or universe will never end. And that's what they started doing. And that's why they're the big bad guys. Because they just go around Dyson sphering everything. But in the fluff, they also realized they had to first seed planets with human and humanish life, get them to a point just past Industrial Revolution, so they have technology, but they're just killing their planet, and then they come in, and they take the planets, and they wrap everything up in a Dyson sphere. And I don't know why. I never figured out that part of the fluff. But that's what they do. That's why they're the bad guys. They're trying to get everyone to a bad point in the world, and then they just come in with their creepy skelegolems, which are all just their avatars from their little ships, and they fight us for fun, and then they wrap up our planets. But they actually are us, so not us particularly, just the human factions in AT-43. AT-43 had other cool factions too. They had the Cogs, which are masters of the DNA evolution. I don't remember exactly what their fluff was, but there's only like 5 different types of actual DNA strands. That was like your way of ruling. Was making sure your DNA went forward. So you'd have like a bunch of clone troops of yourself. And their mechs were really cool looking. They're all orange. Hey, Dicey Guy, how's it going? And then there was Western-style humans, Russian-style humans, corporation-style humans, and ape men. Giant space gorillas in really cool vehicles. AT-43 had a lot of cool stuff going on. It's really too bad. But I think AT-43 killed itself. They started off as a company called Rackham, and they had a game called Confrontation, and they produced really cool metal miniatures, and that was working out really well. And I don't know if they did AT-43 first, or if they did Confrontation's pre-paints first, but they did both. And then they stopped being a company. And no one knows, as far as I understand it, what happened to the AT-43 IP. Confrontation was bought, but AT-43 seems to be lost somewhere. And I know the guy from, what's that game called? It was, no, not Zone Alpha. It was, I can't remember the name now. of the game. But he was looking for the IP for Therians, a guy who was making a miniatures agnostic game, because he really liked the concept of the Dyson sphere. And the game takes place in a Dyson sphere. And you're not fighting the Therians. But if you could find the IP, you probably would be fighting Therians. Is the way I understood it. Alright. That concludes my early morning ramblings. I woke up like an hour and a half earlier than I normally do. And I'm not going to have much time this week to do anything, so I figured, let's get up and see what happens in front of the camera. See if I can get some work done. My eyes look blurry. My eyes feel blurry. Can I even paint? Maybe. Let's see. So yeah, we got Dicey Guy here, floating around somewhere. Probably busy. I imagine most people in Europe are busy with their lives right now. But you gotta strike the hammer while iron is hot. This is it. Only got a little bit of time, so I'm gonna work with it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some of this white scar airbrush paint. I'm gonna dot some eyes. Not gonna cross any T's though. There's no T's to cross. I'm gonna use my tiny brush to do it. Gonna do it with the tiny brush. Too wet, tiny brush. I'm going to turn on some music. Might just drift off into silence, so let's have something to listen to while I do that. Oh yeah, there we go. Did I unmute my mic? Yes, I did, I think. Yeah, hooray! I didn't mess it up. Messed it up. That's looking pretty good though. Oh yeah, it's also compost and recycling day. I don't even think I took any out. I looked yesterday when I got home. There was like no compost or recycling. Making dinner. Yeah. Feel free to lurk there, Dicey Guy. I'm just mostly trying to catch up on my days. This is my day 16. It's the 21st. I won't have much time to catch up. But next week, if I can do, say, 2 days a week, or, yeah, 2 streams a day, not 2 days a week, I should be able to get it done. Though I probably won't be streaming this early in the morning next week. This is a special occasion. And I could get interrupted too if my kid wakes up for no apparent reason much earlier than she normally does. I'm going to use some Gorilla Man flesh on this guy's face. So streak them up a bit, some white, to pull some highlights before I put it on. Robot Gorilla Man. That should be good. Water. Feeling pretty congested too. Oh, it's fun. I would never say there's an optimal month for me just to dedicate 31 days or 30 days to painting. So, July is as good as any. Maybe. Or maybe not, because we always have a lot of things going on in July and August, but that's also where my energy is the highest, in the summertime. Painting is hot and sweaty work, but yeah, mind-wise, usually I'm in the best place. How about you? You're a seasoned veteran at the challenges, aren't you? Have you found it changed for you over the years, from challenge to fun or something else? I think the worst for me would be trying to do this challenge in December, where things are stressful and busy. July is definitely peak energy season. I'm looking forward to camping. That's for sure. I said this is the Creaky Ship Whisper song. So you gotta clean this brush. I think the white's starting to get dry on there. Yeah, I found the white scar air to be serviceable. Has a little spotting paint. Has a decent flow without being too wet, like the ink can sometimes be. Enough opacity to get the job done. Doesn't dry on your tip too terribly fast. Not too thick. I've never actually tried to airbrush with it though. I think if I did buy any more regular Citadel paints, I would make sure they are always the air paints if possible. Oh, I'll have to fix that later. Oh, his eyes are a little smaller. Ooh, they're right in there. What are you making for dinner tonight, dicey guy? I might have to try to remember to remind you to, or get you to send me a recipe for that Brunus gravy. See what the heck you're talking about. My mother-in-law usually gets it around Christmas time, the Brunus, so I can see about making a little something up. Looks like this I took a fall. I got a little scrape there, so I should get some gesso out. Patch him up before I move on to painting his little hair. Now he looks ready to star in some 1920s film. All right, you're done for now. Doop. What am I doing? This one. One really cool thing that happened last month is that our neighbors beside us moved out. And in the back alley, they left a giant tub of gesso. Well, I've never worried about running out of gesso because I got this giant one here. I do wonder if the other one that they left might even be better. So I've never found my gesso does what they say gesso does, which is shrink to the details. I always found it obscured details. It didn't really shrink up. It does make a pretty durable primer, though. So it's definitely had its use. Definitely not the use I was intending it for. Get a little bit of gray contrast in there. There we go. Definitely great for spot priming. That's what I usually use it for with metal miniatures. But should really move some into a dropper bottle because whenever I want to pour some out of that tub, I ended up with a giant dot I can never use. I guess now I don't have to worry about wasting gesso though, because I got all the gesso a man could need. It'd be good for train, I think. Yeah, things are coming on nicely. Last night, I re-blacked everything. And I used a wash mixed with contrast medium for all the metallics to add some depth. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, really coming together. Oh yeah, that's right. Do I want to take care of that? Sure, let's feather it. Let's feather it. There we go. So now I'm going to look up my recipe. See what exactly I used for the lenses before. And I'll do it again. Somebody did it over white. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Nope. Yeah, Veho Red Shade and Scarlet. So I started with Scarlet. That means I gotta go digging. Best to be digging. Oh yeah, plastic craft. Dig, dig, dig. Digging, digging. There's some Scarlet. Wonder if this is where my red shade is. It might be. Naranja. Naranja. De fuego. Got it. Come to me, Scarlet. Must be this one. There we go. There's Scarlet. And where's Red Shade? There's Red Shade. I did it. I got all the things I needed to do lenses. Certainly don't use wash as much anymore. What does he got for lenses? Just that. Maybe I should use a smaller brush. Maybe we'll go back to this guy. It's my favorite song. Do you have any lights? Oh, you do, right here. Sergeant Draconum. He is Borg. Don't forget that little light. Look at that color. Wow. I think next I will do some Gorilla Man flesh. Gorilla Man flesh, where are you? We got some work to do now. There we go. Gorilla Man flesh. You need the strength of a gorilla to open it. It's getting all gunked up in there, huh? Alright. Alright. Shouldn't need more than that. View over. Whoa. Oop. Hey, Dave Dog, taking a break? What, you? Never. You bet Dicey's eating carrots dipped in mayonnaise. Might have to try that one. A bit of dill in there. Scandinavians love dill. Elves are tough to paint and make no mistake. Yeah. I don't know. I painted some elves that weren't tough, but I don't know which elves you're painting. Which elves are you painting? I think you told me yesterday, but I don't remember now. Whoop. Let's tidy up under here. There we go. That honky's got some color on him. Maybe a little more on the nose. Oh, we'll come in with highlights anyway. And you. Ah, Elfheim helms from Blood Bowl. Those dirty butt-loving elves. That's what we would say. Back in the old days. Oh, he's got a little chip there too. Best take care of it. I didn't think I was going to run out of Gorilla Man flesh on the palette, but here we go. Purple elves. I'm going to look at some now. What do Elfheim elves look like? Ugh. I don't even have the internet on my phone. There we go. I play for the Human Land Humans. Blood Bowl. Alright, let's see now. Elfheim Eagles. There we go. Oh yeah, look at those purples. Come on, his parcel has been processed in Mississauga. That means it's ready to get on a boat and go overseas. Nice. Yeah, purple and yellow. I understand. I understand your pain. A lot of people don't like painting yellow. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I'm going to patch up that little area first. One thing about metal models, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking until you finally get the varnish on. So they do like to fall over. Let's see. I should probably get the brass out now. Let's see a little bit up there. There we go. I still have to decide on his robes. What's your robes going to be, buddy? Hair, robes. What kind of hair colors do I got hanging around? Skeleton horde? That's not bad. Snakebite leather? No, I don't think he's going to have snakebite leather colored hair. I got some brassy brass. Put that on there. These two need brassy brass. Set that aside. Panties and a Twinkie. Well, close. Bretonians, kind of like panties. And some special yummy treats, which aren't Twinkies, but they're pretty close. Pretty close. I don't see any. What's this color? Right here. Space Wolves Gray. Oh, yeah. Not doing any Space Wolves Gray. I'll decide on hair color later. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I struck at the exact right time for the Death Guard. But once the world release comes out, maybe, just maybe, GW will do the right thing and let you get them for a good price. But probably not. So I'm sorry. Thump. Yeah, they're both a little wobbly. Okie doke. So this guy just has a bit of trim I'm going to do with the brass on. He's got his little key. Yeah, the game color metallics are always very thick, but I feel like if I had a really good shaker, they probably wouldn't be as thick. You probably shake the thickness out. But I've certainly never gotten very far arm shaking them. I also need to figure out what sky blue I want to do for this guy's little crotch flag. That's on my to-do list. GW will not tolerate prejudice, hatred, or racism, or people getting cool models at a cheaper price. That's true. The envy of green panties. They never said anything about green panties ever, that I've heard. I'd have to decide on the color of his book, too. There we go, just a couple of spots of brass. Should do it. I pardon the phrase. Ladies nail varnish shaker and 2 metal balls. Yeah, I considered that route. Basically nothing was affordable. Nail polish shaker, not very affordable. Vortex mixer, also not very affordable. The most affordable ones I could find were nail polish shakers from China. And I was a little suspect. Because if the machinery arrives broken, that's it. Nothing you can do about it, really. And it wasn't a disposable amount of money, even though it was the cheapest. So I could get Death Guard cheap, but not nail polish shakers. I don't know if this is supposed to be brass. I never did look it up. It's possible it was all supposed to be silver. Brass felt like the right call. Oh yes, I definitely zenithal primed them. Then I put a layer of basilicanum gray over the zenithal. Then I dry brushed 2 tones of gray over top to bring them back to being pretty gray. They're definitely gray. They're as exactly gray as they need to be. The gray is going to match the, let's see if I can point my, right there. That guy right there. Needs to match up with that, which I think I've gotten pretty close. Definitely a fast and easy way to do it. So I have that going for me. Let's see, where else could I put some? Over here? Sure. Any other points? Maybe the guards of the sword? Sure. What are those called? Is it guard? Is that the word? Yeah, see, that's what I was suspicious of. Often the cheap Chinese electronics don't smell like they're going to last very long. Did you get one of those then? And 30 euros in Canadian is like at least $45 for us. That's almost an entire box of Death Guard from Japan. There we go. I'm almost at the play around stage on these miniatures, where I get to try out some different stuff I don't get to usually do on the relictors, like painting demon blades or force axes. Also haven't had much for power swords before, so that'll be new. Wow. Well, I reached the target of everything I wanted to do in my live stream for today. What should I do next? Purity seals? Let's see. I know I have skeleton horde here, right here. So I'll do that. Get the cheap Chinese ladies bottle shaker. Also desk space. I don't have a lot of desk space to work with. I'd have to rearrange things again. But I am more tempted by the vortex, I'm not gonna lie. Wonder if it's going to be too gray. We will see. I can see their purity seals getting all grayed up. They are in the run, in the Eye of Terror after all. Oh, that's another damaged spot. He's got a little pouch there. I think that's it for purity seals, though. He does not have a multitude of purity seals, just 2. He should just have the one. How about Fisto? Malfisto. I think Malfisto's a good name for this guy. Brother Malfisto. Only knows how to solve his problems one way. With a fist. Where's your purity seal, brother? Perhaps you do not even have a purity seal. How do we know if you're pure? Impure. Impure. How about you? You gotta have a purity seal somewhere. No? Alright, then. I guess not. Yeah, this homemade shoulder pad didn't look too bad in the end. So many guys who we don't even know the purity of here. Brother Draconum. He's pure, we know it. We can see it on his hip. The purest hip in the land. Librarian brother still needs a lane name. Ooh, he's got purities on either side of his book. I need to look up at some more art for these librarians. Are you pure, brother? You are not. How about you? No purity. Alright, so who doesn't have purity? You don't have purity. You don't have purity. You don't have purity. Do you have purity, brother? You do not. No purity. And this guy does not. But these guys do. Okay. Now, do I have a red? Flesh Tear is red. That's not the red I want. What's this one? Mephiston red. Oh, that works. That's not the one I want. Gotta dig up them bones. And while I'm in here, I can find a color for the hair. I see that guy is having brown hair. So we gotta decide which brown. That's Blood Angel's red. Oh. No. Nazdrag yellow. It's actually a pretty good choice, but I don't think I'm gonna go with that one. Dark Oath Flesh. Fire Slayer. Slay the fire. Slay the fire. Agaros Dunes. Wildwood. Wildwood. It's gonna be too dark. Maybe. Maybe not Wildwood. Cygor Brown? Yeah, let's do Cygor Brown. We can have Cygor Brown here. There. We'll do that first. How would I paint silver hair? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'd go with a thin Space Wolves gray and then highlight up to white. Maybe I'd do that. That's gonna spitball off the top of my head. Really depends on how much hair. Like if you're going with those elves, yeah, that's what I would try. Maybe you don't even need to thin the Space Wolves gray. But you definitely want something that'll fill in the cracks and act like a contrast paint, I feel. Save yourself some time and effort. Usually if I do elfy hair, I'll do like a bleached bone or bone white or something with a sepia wash and then highlight up. I think that's what I usually do. It's been a while now, and I don't remember. I think Vince Ventrella should have a... Was it Vince? Did he do one? I think he did, for hair. Silver hair included. I feel like Chris Below did one too. Yeah, light gray, hint of blue. That's what the Space Wolves gray is. If you thin it out especially. Where is it? I just had it. You know, it's never really that big of an indicator in the bottle, so let me shake it up. I'll put a little on my finger. Almost all out. There we go. So you definitely see it's a bluish gray there. Well, I can definitely see it's a bluish gray. Maybe you can. I feel like you can. In my camera, at least. Your display may vary. And if you thin it out with a medium that acts like contrast medium, then you should get some nice translucencies. It's pretty thin as it is, but you know, just to guarantee you get that silveriness, the undertones there, I think would look nice. There's also a okay, I'll dig for it. I'll dig for it for you. If you want to get yourself some vejo. There it is. Oh my goodness. Blue-gray. Yeah, this blue-gray wash. Which is probably pretty similar to Space Wolves gray, honestly. Let's see. Alright, this should be mixed up. Definitely has a lot more blue. Could make a nice silver. A little less gray than the Space Wolves. Looks pretty nice. Would definitely get you a silvery look for the undertones. So maybe that'd be your best bet then. Yeah, Vallejo blue-gray wash. It's one of my favorites from Vallejo's washes. I like Vallejo's washes. I don't know why people don't like them. They have always done me good. Back when I used more washes. Alright. The last color I'm going to put on this guy, these guys, and I'm calling it quits. I got to get my kit up. Oh, he did have a purity seal over here. And I missed it. There we go. That's better. Where are you going to go? You're going to hang out in the back? Yeah, you should hang out in the back. Yeah. I agree with you. I don't know anybody with silver hair either. I don't know if silver hair is a thing. But, you know, for fantasy football playing elves, silver hair could totally be a thing. I forgot to dot these guys here. So better do that with my scarlet ink. Which is almost dried up. There we go. I think there was a British comedy, wasn't there, with an old lady with like purplish white hair? Are You Being Served? Was that it? Okie dokie. There, I did it. I reached my goal for today. Margaret Thatcher. Your favorite lady. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go do my things that I got to do for my day. 'Cause my day is just beginning. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the flippity flop. Oh, my alarm's going too. My alarm! So it's exactly the time I need to go. All right. Let's go to the scene where you don't see my face. I'm going to mute my mic.